Good day, everyone. Let me start with my presentation regarding the founding of Constantinople and the division of the empire. So, before I proceed with the main topic, let me introduce in a simple way the emperor who established and founded the Constantinople. He is Emperor Constantine. He established Christianity as Rome's official religion and founded Constantinople, which grew to become the world's most powerful city. And he presided over the Roman Empire's key transition. So that is Emperor Constantine, who became Christian, the first emperor who became Christian. And let me say something about the city that he conquered, which is the city of Byzantium. So Byzantine Empire was the eastern half of the Roman Empire, which lasted 1,000 years after the western part had disintegrated into many what we call feudal kingdoms before the succumbing to Ottomans Turkish that attacks them in 1453. Carried by ancient Greek colony on the European bank of the Bosphorus, halfway between the Mediterranean and the Black Sea. It is located in the middle of the Mediterranean and Black Sea. So because of its location, the city, which is the Byzantium city, okay, serve as a natural crossroads between Europe and Asia Minor. The Asia Minor, which we call the Anatolia. Okay, in 330 AD, Emperor Constantine the first refounded the city as the New Rome, and then this is now the beginning of the founding of the Constantinople. So we can see here the picture of the city. So after defeating the enemies in 324 AD, Emperor Constantine chose to capture Byzantium and reconstruct it in his own image, renaming the city Constantinople. It was established as the East new official capital. The goal of this uh, is to construct a new Rome that was not as enslaved to the pagan past as the so-called, we called it pagan Rome. Because Constantine permitted the pagan statues to remain in the city after Christianity became the official religion, the city was not technically intended to be a Christian city. There are no systematic efforts to make the city totally Christian. And as a result of this, Emperor Constantine established his own Rome, complete with a senate and other political organization. Sorry. The location of the new capital city was well situated so that Emperor Constantine can easily control the whole empire and can easily monitor the shift in power, okay, to the east. So it was located in the east of because of the population of people. So there are larger amount in the east than other location. So Emperor Constantine enlarged the city's boundary, okay, by erecting what we call Constantinian walls. He also uh, appointed a new senate, and then he invited settlers from all across the city to come to Constantinople. So he invited people to come in to the city of Constantinople. So within a century, the city expanded its boundaries. So that's the founding of uh, Constantinople Empire. So let's proceed with the division of the empire. It is Licinius versus Constantine. Those two emperors are the main rivals in this division. So let me introduce who Licinius was. He was the brother-in-law of Emperor Constantine, and he is the main rival of Emperor Constantine. Licinius reigned over the entire area east of Italy, including uh, Egypt. So, knowing that there is a plot to assassinate Constantine, and the investigation led to the arrest of a relative of Licinius who had escaped to his kinsman territory. So he ran to the territory of Emperor Licinius. So when the Emperor Constantine have known this one, so he wanted the relative of Licinius to be punished. But Licinius or Emperor Licinius refused to send his relative to Constantine to be executed, and eventually declared war on Constantine. This is the start of the division of the empire. Here we can see that a period of peace followed after the what we call the war, and Constantine or Emperor Constantine used the time to consolidate his power in the newly conquered territories. Instead of residing in the west, he established his headquarters first in Sirmion and later in Sardica, which we call now the Sofia. Uh, these both cities were located in recently conquered territories, and thus Emperor Constantine was able to keep an eye on Licinius and to strengthen his rule over the area. So the peace lasted 322 AD, despite the fact that the tensions between the two emperors were growing. The main source of contention was still both men's ambition. Their ambition is to rule the empire, and which manifested itself in the matter of what titles and honors to bestow on their sons. They want to pass their what we call uh, lordship or being the emperor of the empire. So, but by the time, war finally broke out, there are questions of religious policy, okay, and become a bone of contention. So, uh, Emperor Licentius' religious policy needs to be clarified. So, Licentius was not, or Emperor Licentius was not a Christian, but there are indications that he feared the power of the Christian's God. And therefore, when he learned that his subjects, okay, the Constantine Empire, okay, were praying for his rival. We know the rival of Emperor Licinius, which is that is Emperor Constantine. He felt that this was uh, high treason. It was then that he took measures against some Christians. So he really don't want Christians, okay? And this in turn gave Constantine the opportunity to present himself as the defender of the faith of Christians. So here we can say that uh, the Constantine Empire, okay, became successful, and shortly thereafter, okay, Emperor Licinius was murdered. So Emperor Constantine became the sole master of the empire. And Emperor Constantine uh, reigned for the next 13 years and until his death in 337. So this is the event of the division of the empire. That's all. Thank you very much.